Hey guys, how's everyone doing today? My name is Mario and I will be showing you how to perform XFLR5 analysis on a wing. For our sake, we are going to have a wing with a taper ratio of 12, and then our taper ratio is going to be 12, and then our chord length is going to be 2. And then our taper ratio is going to be 0.3. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to go direct foil design. We're going to go foil, NACA foils. For this, we're going to use 4412, 200. 200 will be the number of panels. Make sure it's accurate. You want to do a higher amount. Perfect. Then what we're going to do is we're going to go to module, XFL direct analysis, and we're going to go ahead and do batch analysis. You want to go ahead and get rid of the low REs. I'm doing everything above 300K all the way to 10 million, from -5 degrees to 20 degrees. Make sure you have alpha specified. Press analyze. Perfect. Close. All the graphs pop up. Next thing we're going to do, wing and plane design. We're going to go ahead and click on plane, define a new plane. No elevator, no fin. Define. Our Y is going to be 15.6, but remember to divide 15.6 by 2. So that is going to give us 7.8. So we want to make sure the length is 7.8. Sometimes it lags a little bit, so you want to go ahead and make sure you double click that. Okay, our root chord length is going to be 2. And then we're going to have 0 offset, 0 dihedral, perfect. And then you want to make sure your aspect ratio gets over 212. So I'm going to keep inputting values until it gets to 12. So right now it's still 10. There we go. So as you can see, it's 8.9. We do want it to be higher. So let's try 0.5. Okay, we're getting closer. 0.4. 13, getting a little bit too high. 0.45. Getting closer. 0.5. Closer. 0.6. There we go. Aspect ratio is exactly 12. And we don't want it to have this little thing right here. I like to set mine exactly perfect. So I'm going to make an offset of about 1 meter. Actually, sorry. Let's do 2 meters. Oh, not 2. Meant to do -1. Nope, not -1 either. Sometimes it just takes a little bit of time to play with it and see what works. Nope, 0.5. There we go. That looks pretty symmetrical. Let's go ahead and twist it around this way. Make sure to look at it. Turning on the panels will help a little bit. Needs to be a little bit more. And there we go. Looks pretty symmetrical to me. Okay, next thing what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and press on the foil. Make sure our NACA foil is selected. Perfect. Click on save. And as you can see here, everything saves here. We're going to go ahead and click on analysis. Define analysis, 30 meters per second. Of course it's going to be a limited line analysis. And then everything looks good. Perfect. Limited line analysis, just like that. Perfect. All right, everything looks good. Let's double check. Make sure our plane looks good. Let's go ahead and edit the wing, make sure everything looks good. And we should have a taper ratio of 0.3. Perfect. Okay, then what we're going to do is we're going to define analysis, just as we did before. Click save. Up. Already forgot, we already have this one up and running. We're going to click OK. Overwrites. -5 to 20 with a 1 increment. We're going to go ahead and press on Analyze. And as you can see here, it didn't converge at the high points, but that's perfectly normal. We're going to click on Close. So right here, we can see our CD versus alpha graph. For me personally, I want to go ahead and make sure it's CL versus alpha. So that's what you do to make it to CL versus alpha. We want to go ahead and export it into Excel. So we're going to go ahead and click on Current Graph, Exports. And we're going to go ahead and click on Separated comma values. Make sure to make sure it's in an Excel file. Then we're going to go back to here. We're going to press on this. It's going to go ahead and open everything up for us. So you can see we have the alpha here, and then we have the CL right here. Let's go ahead and rename that to CL. Okay, now all you're going to go ahead and do is you're going to click on Inserts. I like to do a scatter plot first, just because it looks nicer, easier to add the data. Select the series name, alpha, that's going to be our X right here. And then series value for Y is going to be, this is going to be actually alpha versus CL. And then our Y value, okay. And then our Y values, oops. Yeah, you don't want to do what I just did. Let's just go ahead and name this right here. Let's do alpha versus CL. Now let's go ahead and add the data. Edit that, series name, bam. X value gonna be right here. That's gonna be our alpha. And our Y value is gonna be the CL. Perfect. And let's press OK. As you can see here, we have everything here. Let's go ahead and do axis titles, not data labels. We're gonna have a legend. No trend line just yet. Let's go ahead and name this CL. Lowercase CL is for foils, uppercase CL is for wings. And this is going to be alpha. Perfect. And then all we're going to do is we're going to do change chart type, change it to smooth line. And as you can see here, we have our alpha versus CL graph. Everything looks good here. As you can see, we're going to have a drop off around 10 degrees. If you do want to go ahead and see the actual slope of this, clearly it's not going to be, it has to be a linear slope. You want it to be a linear slope. It doesn't have to be a linear slope, but you want it to be a linear slope. So you don't want to include this part that drops off. So I would actually cut it out at about 8 degrees. But all we're going to do is we're going to do inserts, exactly the same thing. Where did it go? There we go. Perfect. Select the data. Not yet. getting ahead of myself. We're going to go ahead and copy this over to here. And then we're going to go ahead and copy this over to here. Okay. And then we're going to go ahead and name this versus CL. We're going to go ahead and name this linear. Then we're going to go ahead and do formats, select data, add data. Let's go ahead and make this the series name, series X values, series Y values. As you can see here, we have a linear relationship. Perfect. And what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go more options. They can open that up for us. There we go. We're going to do display equation on chart. And that right here is actually going to be our slope right here. 1 degree, 1 per radian. Make sure it is going to be in radians. And as you can see here, that is how you make the alpha versus C linear graph. Alpha versus C regular graph. That's how you export it into Excel. And also, if we want to go ahead and change it to a line graph, of course we can do that as well. And we can do the same thing here to make it smoother.